housing also is very helpful before starting or choosing up your poultry breed which you want to bring into your poultry farm. Guys, excuse me, my voice could not be, very well. Let me first try because it's itching also too much. You can guys see. I'm so much interested in starting a poultry farm, but I'm not yet sure of which breed I need to start with when I'm starting my poultry farm. Should I start with the local birds, the broilers, the layers, or the dual purpose birds? I'm very confused. By the end of this video, I'm sure that you would have made up your mind on which breed that you want to start with. My name is Jacob, and on this channel we talk about poultry farming in general. So let me tell you guys, poultry farming is just like, let me first see, it's just like starting, building up a house. Rather, poultry farming is just like building a house. Somebody might say that I want to build a grass-thatched house, and somebody might say that I want a roof house with iron sheets, of course, and then someone may be like, I want a flat, So all of these people are giving their suggestions depending only on one thing, that is the money that they are having. So the same applies to poultry farming. When you do want to start a poultry farm, it doesn't matter what kind of breed of birds that you want to keep, but it all circles into one thing, that is the money that you're having. I may be with 1 million Ugandan shillings, which I want to start with the poultry farm, but however much I want to start a layer farm, I could not afford keeping those layer birds into my poultry farm just because of the capital that I'm having. So the first thing that you should note is that we can keep any breed of the birds that we want, but that also depends on the money that we are having to invest into that business. First of all, when it comes to poultry birds, which are popular, of course, we have the layers, which are specifically kept to lay eggs. We have the broilers, and those birds are for meat, and they are typically kept for a maximum of 2 months. 2 months, they are ready for sale, depending on the market weight which you actually require. By 35 days, they would have gained, I think, 1.2 kilograms. So it depends on the kilograms that you're actually targeting. And then we do have the local birds. These are the local birds in your area. And then we have the dual purpose birds, which are kept for both eggs and meat. And then we have the improved birds, which are, they are improved, just like, these mango trees, which are improved. They actually take a shorter time to grow, So in the birds also we have the improved birds, which are kept for 4 to 5 months to be sold. Then we also have the breeder birds. Yeah, the breeder birds are actually kept, let me say, the best way I can call these birds for some of you out there is that these are the parent stock where we do get the day-old chicks for broilers and then the layers. So we also have those breeder birds, which if you do want to, keep them and then supply chicks to people, you can also get them. So number one is that when we do want to start these poultry farms with poultry birds in them as well, the first thing that we should look about is the breed of the birds. The breed is the first thing that you should look at. And then, first of all, if you master the breed very well, that way you can start up your poultry farm and then you will succeed. I can give you a scenario that there's a guy that called me and then was like, because he stocked layers into his poultry farm, and at around 3 months and a half, the guy was actually expecting eggs. But these layer birds are supposed to give you eggs by, let me say, if early, that's 17 to 18 weeks. That's when you will expect at least an egg. But this guy, at 3 months and a half, he was told that they would start giving him the eggs. So misunderstanding the birds also can actually affect us as well, because you may be thinking that maybe at this stage I will be getting money from my birds, and when the stage reaches, you're actually getting nothing, and that one also affects you much when you calculate and then be like, at this stage I would actually be getting something from my birds, so let me now stock this amount of feeds to feed these birds from this stage up to this stage that I'm going to be getting money from them. And then unfortunately, when it reaches that stage, you have nothing yet, like the products from the birds. So, number two is the housing. How is your structure? Like for instance, mine over here, guys. This structure over here is for the local birds. So I cannot keep broilers in here. I cannot keep layers in here unless I actually modify this house further, like I modify it in very many ways just to keep the broilers or the layers in here. So the structure of your house also determines, because like this structure over here, if I'm to bring in the broilers and then stock them in here, if rain comes, guys, the rain will splash through this ventilation. You can guys see it. They will splash and then they will eventually kill my birds. So the housing also is very, very helpful before starting or choosing up your poultry breed which you want to bring into your poultry farm. Guys, excuse me, my voice could not be, very well. I got an accident, and I'm just in a healing process, guys. And let me first try, because it's itching also too much. You can guys see, this is where I was actually affected, and it was really hard, guys, really hard. You can see that the entire from here up to here was all like, you can see my teeth like from here. So they had to put stitches both inside and then outside, and of course I had to lose some of my teeth, still waiting for this to come down and then try to put the teeth back, of course the artificial ones now. So basically my audio won't be that okay because of this face mask, but I hope you'll be getting the information that I'm passing. And then another thing that we need to look at very well is the reason why we keep these birds. There are some poultry farmers which start up a business like a poultry farm just to get some money within a short period of time. And then there are others which want it like his work, from day to day, from Monday to Monday, from January to December, from year to year. They would be suggesting that if they start a poultry farm, they want to run it without it failing. And then there are others which, if they start a poultry farm, they will be like, I'm having some 10 million in cash, so I would want to multiply this money like in 5 months. Which breed can I start? So you can go with the broilers if you are very serious, because you can put that money with the intention of getting money shortly after it, which you can also get if you are serious, and then in the other way around, you may lose all of your money in those 5 months if you're not serious. So these people are also there. So if you do want to start your farm for like a short time, and then if you get the money from it, you can quit, I think broilers is the best, because these birds, you can keep them for 30 days and then sell them off. That's when, first of all, the biosecurity is tight, and then the management. In most cases, I see very many farms failing just because of management. It doesn't matter whether you choose the right breed of birds, whether you give them the right feeds, whether you vaccinate the birds with all the vaccines, for as long as the management is poor, your poultry farm will fail. That's automatic. Because most of these guys that we put into our farms, first of all, they want to get something from the farm, much as you're paying them. So if the management is actually poor, your things will be stolen. I had a story from a person saying that he started a farm and then stocked some birds. And then when he stocked these birds, he had to, look for some people to work for him. But these guys were actually stealing from him. They would in fact, they started another poultry farm, their own poultry farm, and then they would actually steal the chicks from this guy's farm and take to their farm, and then they'll record that we lost this number of birds in a week, and yet the birds are not dead, but they are being taken into their poultry farms. And then when it comes to the feeds, they would actually give little feeds to the guys' birds, and then most of the feeds would be taken to their stolen birds. Just like that, from the feeds, birds, medication, everything. So you can see that even if all the things are fine, you can actually supply everything needed on the farm. But if the management is poor, guys, you would go nowhere, and eventually your farm will fail. Another factor before choosing the breed of the birds that you want to keep into your poultry farm is the profit margin. Before starting anything, not only poultry farming, before you starting up anything, you must first look at the profit margin, because all of our work, all of the hard work that we do, all of the things that we do into our farms, at the end, we want to get profit. Somebody might start a farm not for leisure, but to get money out of it at the end of the day. So you must actually look at the profit side, also very important, because let me cite an example that, like in cities, like in Kampala, for instance, my capital city, because I'm in Uganda. Like in Kampala, a broiler bird, which is kept for 35 to 40 days, costs around 10,000 Ugandan shillings. That's one broiler bird. And you will buy it at 2,500 to 3,000, meaning that you would be getting, when you subtract feeds, the whatever, and then the cost of the chick itself, let's say that you would be having approximately 5,000 each bird. That's clean profit. That's from Kampala, where the poultry farms are very many, broilers are numerous everywhere. Like, you can walk 100 meters and then find a poultry farm. They are numerous. And then in here, where I am today, I'm in a place where one poultry farm can be found here, and then another poultry farm, I think, in the entire northern region where I am. I don't think if they count poultry farms, if they can reach 10. I don't think. In the entire northern region. So those are serious poultry farms, leave alone 10, 15 birds. Serious poultry farms. You can see that there are very few, and then the demand and the price of the birds, which are sold at 10,000 Ugandan shillings in Kampala, in here you can get them at 15, 20,000. Meaning that when you actually try to look at this one can actually give you a slight view on which breed of the birds that you want to bring in. And guys, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Yeah, do subscribe, and then you will be part of this awesome YouTube channel. And don't forget to like the video. That like alone doesn't even take 2 seconds. Click that like button and then share this video to your beloved ones, friends and relatives who also would want to join the poultry business one day. And don't forget to turn on your bell notification. That way you would never miss out in case I upload any new video. I'm back as usual, though I'm healing, but this one won't stop me. Like somebody said, that regardless, we still move. No matter what, we are still going. So yeah, see you in my next video. Bye.